All right. Good evening, everyone. Very warm welcome for today's session. And we are continuing the book study, the reading of the book, Secrets of Karma. Okay, so we were on page number 41 last day. Today we will start from page 42. Which one, Shobita ji? The Sri Ram session? It's online. Sri Ram session is online. Yeah. So the air pillow effect. So we are going to start this page from today, page number 42. The air pillow effect. So we will just read through this. Action follow a man just as the wheels follow the feet of the ox that draws the cart. Who said it? Lord Buddha. So what does it say? That there is a bull which carries the cart. Now the wheels of the cart is going to go in the direction in which the ox goes, the bull goes, right? So जो इंसान गाड़ी को चला रहा है उसके पैरों के निशान को गाड़ी फॉलो करेगा. ऑब्वियस बात है ना. गाड़ी की खुद की कॉन्शियसनेस तो है नहीं कि वो कहाँ जाए कहाँ नहीं जाए. People want shortcuts for everything in life and often seek salvation from miracle men who promise an easy escape. Even if you find quick fix solutions to your problems, you still have to neutralize your karma and learn your karmic lessons, lest the effects will resurface in one form or the other because the cause is not healed. It is like an air pillow. You press it, it pops up there. Remember, no debt in the universe ever goes unpaid. Working on your karma alone will lead to lasting solutions. So what does it say out here? सबसे पहले अगर हम बहुत बार हम लोग क्या करते हैं ना, हम लोग क्विक सॉल्यूशंस खोजते हैं. We speak to people, we speak to saints and mahatmas and people who say कि आप ये करिए आपके लाइफ का सब प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगा, आप वो करिए आपके लाइफ का सब प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएगा. These are called miracle men or miracle people. जो लोग बोलते हैं कि एक चमत्कार से आपकी जिंदगी के प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएंगे. But does that really happen? Not really. Because your karma still has to be worked out. Maybe you get a temporary relief. Maybe you get a solution for a certain period of time. So, for example, even if I talk of pranic healing, I have heard many people say this, many trainers, they say this. You do the basic pranic healing class, your life will change. You do the Arhatic class, your life will change. Your finances will change. This will change. That will change. It's actually not true. Nothing will happen if you do the Arhatic class. Nothing will happen if you do the basic pranic healing class. Once you start practicing what is taught in the class, then your life will change. So it is a process. अगर मैं आपसे कहूँ आप मेरे फॉरगिवनेस सेशंस ज्वाइन कर लीजिए, आपके जिंदगी में जो प्रॉब्लम है सब सॉल्व हो जाएगा, बहुत बड़ा झूठ है ये. कभी नहीं होगा ये चीज पॉसिबल. आपको फॉरगिवनेस सेशंस ज्वाइन करने होंगे, आपको वो दिल से समझना होगा, आपको वो खुद से प्रैक्टिस करना होगा. जब आपका कर्मा सॉल्व होने का होगा तभी वो सॉल्व होगा. Maybe the forgiveness sessions will make your path easier, faster, better. But that is not the solution of your life. The solution can only be done by you yourself. Okay? So बहुत बार हम quick fix चाहते हैं. Quick fix possible नहीं है. You have to do it yourself. Now it is like an air pillow effect. If you see an air pillow, it is full of air. So if you press one side and you try to, subdue that one side, the other side of the air pillow is just going to pop up. You press one side, the other side will pop up. So this is not a complete solution. For a complete solution, you will have to open the air pillow and you have to allow the air to leak out. Only then can you completely flatten it up. Purpose of pain. Next page, page number 43. Pain is nature's way to strengthen your spiritual muscles. Even a severe illness serves a greater purpose, balancing intense negative karma and clearing the path for rapid progress and growth. Unlike the miracle men, enlightened masters do not promise salvation from your problems. They simply bestow wisdom. The Buddha said, I can only show you the path to freedom from suffering, but you have to walk the path. Do not look for a problem free life. Adversity is often the best university that can teach valuable lessons in life and living it usefully. So, what is the purpose of pain? I think this chapter is also extremely important. ये चैप्टर है सिर्फ 10 लाइन का, लेकिन ये चैप्टर बहुत बहुत जरूरी है. दर्द का भी एक यूटिलिटी है. प्रॉब्लम्स, जिंदगी में जो प्रॉब्लम्स हमारे जिंदगी में आती है, उनका भी एक पर्पस है. There is a necessity to go through hardships, troubles, challenges of life. What is the necessity? Number one, they are neutralizing your previous karma. Number two, they are helping your muscles grow, develop. Number three, they are actually going to help you learn your lessons so that you can grow and you can evolve. A problem, a challenge is nothing but a test. Like our kids go to school, right? They give class 1 a test and then they pass on to class 2. What will we consider? Class 1 is very bad. Class 1 is rubbish. Class 1 is extremely difficult. Why do you have to give tests in class 1? They are little kids. We don't feel that way, है ना? हम ये तो नहीं सोचते हैं. क्लास 1 में भी हम छोटे छोटे बच्चों को एग्जाम्स देने तो देते हैं. बोलते हैं ना उन्हें एग्जाम्स देने के लिए. 2 + 2 = 4. ये भी एक एग्जाम में उन्हें लिखना पड़ता है. Why? Because only then they can go to class 2. In class 2, you will have to write 2 into 2 = 4. 2 into 3 = 6. Then you move on to class 3. And then perhaps you solve some equations. Then class 4, then class 5. तो अगर हम एक छोटे से बच्चे से एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि वो एग्जाम्स दे दे के आगे बढ़ेगा, जब यही सेम चीज हमारे जिंदगी में होता है तो हम उससे इतनी खफा क्यों हो जाते हैं? जब हमारे जिंदगी के पढ़ाव में हमें एग्जाम्स दे दे के आगे बढ़ना होता है, तब हम इतने नाखुश क्यों हो जाते हैं? Why do we feel that this is unfair? Why so many exams? Why do I have to face the challenges? How many of us feel this way? Yes, I'm going to the next class. I have passed. I'm getting the next degree. Most of us succumb. Most of us give up. Most of us get angry, frustrated. एक और challenge. और अभी हमारे बच्चों के बारे में सोचे तो अभी क्लास टेस्ट खत्म किया नहीं, वीकली टेस्ट खत्म किया नहीं, रिटन पेपर खत्म किया नहीं कि ओरल सामने आ गया, फाइनल पेपर सामने आ गया, देन बोर्ड्स है, ये है वो है. बोर्ड्स खत्म हुआ नहीं कि एंट्रेंस एग्जाम के लिए भागो. एंट्रेंस एग्जाम खत्म हुआ नहीं कि कॉलेज एंट्रेंस एग्जाम्स के लिए भागो. देयर लाइफ इज द सेम. और उन्हें हम क्या बोलते हैं? व्हाट डू वी टेल टू आवर लिटिल किड्स? सो वी हैव अ लिटिल किड हियर एज वेल. व्हाट डू वी टेल देम? दिस इज लाइफ. You will have to give these exams. आप पढ़ाई करोगे, आप एग्जाम दोगे, आप पास करोगे, तभी तो आप अगले क्लास में जाओगे ना. आप अगर एग्जाम नहीं दोगे तो आप अगले क्लास में कैसे जाओगे? और यही बात हम सब लोग, मम्मी पापा लोग, दादा दादी लोग, नाना नानी लोग, हम सब इसके लिए भी एप्लीकेबल है. हम एग्जाम देंगे तभी तो अगले क्लास में जाएंगे. So we have to take our exams also like that, with a smile, with a cheerful heart, and that is the purpose of pain. That is the purpose of challenges. कि वो हमें बड़ा होने में मदद करती है. एक चैलेंज को हैंडल किया, हमारे अंदर एक क्वालिटी डेवलप हुई. दूसरा चैलेंज हैंडल किया, हमारे अंदर एक दूसरी तरह की क्वालिटी डेवलप हुई. फाइनली हम क्लास में आगे बढ़ते जा रहे हैं. ओके, सो दैट इज द पर्पस ऑफ पेन. एंड रिमेंबर, एज लॉर्ड बुद्धा सेड, कि मैं आपको सिर्फ राह दिखा सकता हूँ, मैं आपके लिए उस राह पे चल नहीं सकता. चलना आपको ही पड़ेगा. You can teach your children, but you cannot give their exam, right? The exam has to be given by your son, your daughter, your granddaughter, and your grandson, right? So that's the same point. So next chapter, and I think we will just complete this chapter and stop. Uh, Adversity to advantage. When life gives you lemon, make lemonade. बड़ा सिंपल है. लाइफ अगर आपको नींबू दे रहा है तो नींबू का शरबत बना लीजिए. जो चीज मिल रहा है आपको, उस चीज को इस्तेमाल कर लीजिए. ओके. Once a farmer donkey fell into a well. एक फार्मर था, एक गधा था जो वेल के अंदर गिर गया. As the well was dry and the donkey was old, the man decided to fill up the well. As he shoved soil and rubble, the poor animal cried. But later it shook off the rubbish as it came on him and used it to move up and finally jumped out of the well. ओके, तो ये कहानी में क्या बोल रहे हैं? एक बार एक फार्मर का एक डोंकी था, वो किसी कारण से एक वेल के अंदर गिर गया. सो वेल ड्राई था, उसमें पानी नहीं था. तो वो फार्मर ने क्या किया, वो सोचा कि मैं डोंकी को बाहर कैसे निकालूं. तो वो उस वेल के अंदर बहुत सारा रबिश डालता गया. जितना सैंड वैंड जो उसे मिल रहा था वो वेल के अंदर डालता जा रहा. तो जब वो चीजें अंदर गिर रही थी, वो डोंकी को बहुत बुरा लग रहा था कि क्या मेरा मास्टर क्या कर रहा है, मेरे को बचाने की जगह मेरे ऊपर और रबिश डाल रहा है. उसे चोट लग रहा था तो वो रो रहा था. लेकिन फाइनली क्या हुआ, उसे समझ में आया कि मेरे मास्टर मेरे लिए ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हैं. जो रबिश गिर रहा है अंदर, उसके कारण क्या हो रहा है, वेल का हाइट बढ़ता जा रहा है ना. तो वो रबिश के ऊपर चढ़ चढ़ के फाइनली वो वेल से बाहर आ गया. सो दिस इज एडवर्सिटी टू एडवांटेज. व्हेन समथिंग इज रॉन्ग हैपनिंग विथ यू, जब आपके साथ कुछ गलत हो रहा है, कैन यू यूज दैट सेम रॉन्ग थिंग विच इज हैपनिंग टू यू फॉर योर ओन एडवांटेज. कि अभी कुछ कर तो सकते नहीं है, यही हो रहा है, यही होना है. क्या मैं इस सिचुएशन को अपने एडवांटेज में यूज कर सकती हूँ? दिस इज अ बिग पॉइंट. So I'll tell you a small thing and this happened out here. So one of the person I know, he was giving his ACPH, his exams and all. And he was not, he couldn't fill up all his ACPH forms, right? हम लोग ACPH, CPH में we have to fill up these forms. So he was so busy in his whole schedule, in his work and everything. He's a good healer, but he was not being able to fill up the forms. So one day, suddenly, around 20 days before the submission of his ACPH form, he had a minor accident. He fell down and he had a ligament tear. Doctor said, bed rest for 20 days. So what could he do in those 20 days? Fill up his ACPH forms. That's it. He couldn't go to work. He couldn't go for any kind of family trips. He couldn't go out. He couldn't go anywhere. So in his bed, he was sitting with his legs straight. He cannot move around. All his files were on the bed. And he kept on filling the SPH forms. And he submitted on time. And he also passed SPH. So sometimes what life does with us is for our own good. But we don't realize it. We look at it as an adversity, as a danger, as a problem. But if we are a little bit aware, we can convert our problems, our adversities to our advantage. लेकिन ये हम सिर्फ तभी कर पाएंगे जब हमें आदत हो जिंदगी के पॉजिटिव्स को देखने की. अगर यही सेम इंसान रोने बैठ जाता कि मेरे नसीब में तो भाई बुरा ही लिखा है, देखो अब मेरे पैरों को क्या हो गया, मैं गिर गया, मेरा लिगामेंट टेयर हो गया, अब मैं बाहर नहीं जा सकता, मैं ये नहीं कर सकता, वो नहीं कर सकता, अगर वो सिर्फ रोते रहते तो उनका ये 20 दिन भी निकल जाता और वो एसीपीएच के फॉर्म्स नहीं भर पाते. But he took it to an advantage. Now I cannot move, I cannot go out, मैं बाहर नहीं जा सकता, मैं कुछ नहीं कर सकता, घर में बैठे बैठे एसी पेज के फॉर्म से भर लो। एंड इतने अच्छे से भरो कि कोई पेन भी ना छू सके उसमें, बस फाइल जाए और मैं पास होके आ जाऊं। So use your adversities to your advantage. When conditions of life are challenging and painful, there is a definite cause as well as a greater purpose for it. It is wise to focus on this purpose instead of blaming people and circumstances for it. Moreover, destiny, often in inconceivable ways, ensures that you do not deviate from the mission that you need to fulfill in this lifetime. So if I say that God was generous, God was helpful to this man who was not being able to complete his ACPH forms. God gave him a minor pain, God gave him a minor damage, but helped him complete his journey, complete his course in time. In 1997, a merchant exporter, I got a large order for merchandise. Now, this is about the author himself. Author Vijay Atri खुद ही बोल रहा है. When the shipment was ready, the buyer cancelled the order. That led me to a big financial crisis. I had huge amounts of to pay to suppliers and financiers. I was forced to sell many products in the local market at less than cost price, with no money left to take care of the overhead expenses. I had to eventually wind up the business. तो ऑथर खुद अपने बारे में बोल रहे हैं कि एक बार उनको एक बहुत बड़ा सा डील मिला था, एक बहुत बड़ा सा ऑर्डर मिला था, लेकिन लास्ट मोमेंट पे पूरा ऑर्डर बन जाने के बाद जो खरीदने वाला था ऑर्डर उसने कैंसिल कर दिया। तो इनको बहुत सारा डेट हो गया, इनको बहुत सारा पेमेंट करना था, बहुत सारे पैसे लोगों को चुकाने थे। सो अल्टीमेटली ही हैड टू सेल मेनी ऑफ हिज फिनिश्ड प्रोडक्ट्स एट लेस देन कॉस्ट प्राइस, यानी बहुत लॉस चुकाना पड़ा उनको। लेकिन फाइनली भी उनके पैसे पूरे नहीं पड़े और उनको वो बिजनेस बंद कर देना पड़ा। However, amidst all the issues, I was internally stable, unaffected by the challenging condition. I meditated and I surrendered myself to the divine will. After a few days, I discovered something far greater, something that was resonating with my inner being. I was on the spiritual path for long years, but I was not having the right platform to explore and fulfill the mission I carried deep within me. The financial crisis pushed me to start a new journey in the field of energy medicine. Soon I realized that I had embarked on a purposeful and enriching journey that was long awaiting to unfold. The rest is history. Today we have a large growing institution serving scores of people coming from different countries and ethnic backgrounds. So हमारे जो ऑथर है मिस्टर बी जे आत्री, वो स्पिरिचुअल जिंदगी में कैसे आए? हाउ डिड ही कम टू द स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ? हाउ डिड ही बिकम अ स्पिरिचुअल पर्सन? Through this incident, he had to wind up his business. He had huge loans. He had to sell off everything he had. And then finally, he went into energy medicine. He went into energy healing techniques, he and also his wife. And finally, after, whatever followed after that, today they have a big, big institution. They have so many charitable foundations. They are writing so many books. They are helping so many people. They are helping with healing, with meditations, with schools. They are teaching the laws of karma to so many people across the world. इतना सारा काम वो कर रहे हैं. Of course, his finances are taken care of. He is a spiritual person now. And शायद यही उनके जिंदगी का लक्ष्य था. हर इंसान के जिंदगी का लक्ष्य करोड़ों कमाना नहीं होता है, बिजनेस करना नहीं होता है. उनके जिंदगी का लक्ष्य ये था. And today he is actually traveling the whole world. He's not a poor man. He's traveling the whole world to do good work, good service. So लेकिन जब आप सोचो, एक बार आप सोच के देखो, जब उनके जिंदगी में वो सब हो रहा था, when somebody cancelled his orders, when he had to pay all his debtors, suppliers, where people were standing in front of him asking for money, when he had to sell off his goods less than cost price, he had to go through so many losses. जिस बिजनेस को उन्होंने अपने हाथ से खड़ा किया, बनाया, उसको जब बंद करना पड़ा होगा, किस दर्द, किस जख्म, किस तकलीफ से गुजरे होंगे वो. सो दिस स्टोरी इज द स्टोरी ऑफ एवरी पर्सन. हर इंसान के जिंदगी में अपना एक स्ट्रगल है. हर इंसान की जिंदगी में अपना एक अप है और अपना एक डाउन है. एनीथिंग दैट गोज अप हैज टू कम डाउन एज वेल. दिस इज द लॉज ऑफ नेचर. तो अगर आपके जिंदगी में ऐसा कुछ हो रहा है, तो कभी ये मत सोचिएगा कि मैं इस रास्ते में अकेली हूँ, मेरे ही साथ गलत हो रहा है, या दिस इज द एंड ऑफ इट. नथिंग इज द एंड. You just have to go on and on and on and on. Surrender to the divine will. Pray to God, pray to Guru, pray to Master. You will be caught and you will be pulled out of the situation. 2 साल 3 साल बाद जब आप पीछे मुड़ के देखेंगे ना, आपको लगेगा, ओ गॉड, ये सब कुछ इस वजह से होना था, इसके पीछे ये बड़ी वजह थी, इसके पीछे ये रहस्य था. दिस वॉज द मिस्ट्री बिहाइंड ऑल द सफरिंग्स आई हैड. एंड देन you feel it was not at all a big deal, because by that time you have grown so much, you have got so much of success, you have got so much of money, good health, good relationship, that you look at the back and you feel like laughing. Ah, this was so easy. इतना आसान था ये सब कुछ. मैं क्यों ही रो रही थी इतना, मैं क्यों ही तड़प रहा था इतना. And then you are ready for the next step. You're ready for the next challenge. Okay. So this was the story of our author. Like the butterfly struggle to come out of the cocoon, strengthening its wings to fly, the trials and the tribulations of life build strength to your existence. They help you get rid of things that do not serve you and push you to awaken the giant within. Now, the giant within does not mean that you become a devil, you become a giant. It means the greatness within you. You really let go whatever is negative, you shed off your extra weight, and you learn how to fly. The first time a bird flies, can you imagine how much fear that bird would have? Leaving the ground altogether, being all by yourself. Your wings do not have much power by that time. The wings are very light, very weak. Slowly, the bird takes very small distance flights. थोड़ा थोड़ा fly करता है वो, until and unless the wings have so much of power, it can take it to the sky. So this is what even happens to you and me. पहले हमें छोटे छोटे उड़ान भरने होंगे, एंड वो छोटे छोटे उड़ान भरते भरते इतनी ताकत आ जाएगी हमारे अंदर कि हम वो बड़ी उड़ान भर सके. लेकिन अगर हम छोटा उड़ान भरने में डर जाएंगे, तब बड़ी उड़ान नहीं भर पाए. So whenever you feel scared, whenever you feel depressed, कि नहीं भरा जा रहा है मुझसे उड़ान, always go back to something positive. Go back to a book, go back to a lecture, go back to a person who is positive. Do not look for uh, these miracle men who say कि हाँ हाँ आप बस मेरे पास आ जाइए, मैं आपका सारा प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर दूंगा. आई थिंक ऐसा जो भी इंसान मुझे बोलता है, मैं तो सबसे पहले उससे भाग जाती हूँ. कि अरे बाप रे, आप अगर सारी प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व कर पाते आप तो भगवान होते. तो मैं सबसे पहले उस इंसान से फिर भाग लेती हूँ. So, something, like it really matters. So, I'll just end the session here and we'll move on to the twin heart meditation. But before that, I'll just share a small story. Very recently, again, I was going through a certain phase of my life. So, a very nice, gentle, genuine person, a very good person. No, nothing against that man. But he again told me, that he can do some puja part for me and something like that, and I can come out of my problems. So the first time he ever tried to help me, I heard, like, they speak in Sanskrit, so I don't understand what they speak. but I heard the name Hanumanji. I knew he was doing some chant of Lord Hanuman. And I remembered and I recalled that all my life, right from my childhood, I used to do this Hanuman part, Hanuman Chalisa. I just recalled and I thought that if an external person can connect to Lord Hanuman and try to help me, why don't I connect to Lord Hanuman myself? तो instead of thinking कि कोई और मेरे लिए कुछ करेगा, कोई और मेरे लिए हनुमान जी से प्रार्थना करेंगे और मेरी जिंदगी के प्रॉब्लम सॉल्व हो जाएंगे, क्यों ना मैं खुद ही हनुमान जी से प्रार्थना करूं? एंड believe me guys, I took it up from that day. Used to did it do it all my life earlier. Maybe there was a break in between for some reason, and it just came back to me. I picked it up from there and I say कि अब जो भी करना है वो हम ही करेंगे, खुद ही करेंगे. Because until and unless you put in the effort, until and unless you raise your hand, you raise your voice, you get up from the chair and you get going, probably nobody can much help you. Temporary relief कोई आपको दे सकता है. टेम्परली कोई आपका हाथ पकड़ के एक बार आपको खींच सकता है. और अगर आपकी खुद की आदत बार बार जाके कीचड़ में गिरने की है, तो आपको लॉन्ग टर्म मदद कोई नहीं कर सकता. सो यू हैव टू हेल्प योरसेल्फ, नो मैटर व्हाट प्रॉब्लम यू आर इन. And the only person who can help you in every situation is the universal forces. आप उसे भगवान कह सकते हैं, आप उसे कृष्णा, क्राइस्ट, जीसस, माँ दुर्गा, माँ काली, आप उसे हनुमान जी कह सकते हैं, आप उसे जिस नाम से चाहे बुला सकते हैं. But it is a universal power, and only the universal power can help you. No other, probably no other human being can really much help. Temporary help, yes. Long term, full lifetime help, perhaps no. Okay. So, on that note, we will start with the meditation today. And during the meditation, we will again give it a thought that are we looking for shortcuts for the problems in our life? Or are we ready to get up, to do things, whatever it takes, to get things, to achieve things? लाइफ में रिलेशनशिप प्रॉब्लम है, क्या मैं रेडी हूं इस रिलेशनशिप को हील करने के लिए? किसी भी हद तक मैं जा सकती हूँ. फाइनेंशियल प्रॉब्लम है, क्या मैं किसी भी हद तक जा सकती हूँ उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए? या मैं शॉर्टकट्स खोज रही हूँ, कोई मुझे कुछ दे दे, कोई मुझे कुछ पहना दे, कोई मुझे एक क्रिस्टल दे दे, उसी क्रिस्टल से मेरे को करोड़ रुपए आ जाए, कोई मुझे एक कोई मंत्र दे दे, उस एक मंत्र से मेरे पास करोड़ों लाखों रुपए आ जाए. Am I looking for shortcuts? Am I ready to really build my life, build my karma? Let's put that thought form in the meditation today. Okay? So, everyone, please gently close your eyes, relax yourself, take a deep breath, be aware of the divine love, divine light, and divine power that will come to you during this meditation. This meditation is going to connect us to God, to Guru, to the universal powers. I, the soul, I'm super, super receptive to the energies of this twin heart meditation. I am ready to build my karma. I am ready to build my future. May I be guided. May I be helped. May I be protected at all levels to do what is required for this. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your priceless blessings. In full faith, so be it, so be it, so be it.